Hello friends, and welcome to the final week of the Winter's Embrace Blanket Crochet Along. I can't believe we've made it to the end. This has been so much fun. Whether you've been stitching along each week or are just now catching up, I'm so glad you've been a part of this cozy Christmas in July project. Now this week we're finishing strong with those gorgeous deeper green tones. These rich colors really tie the whole blanket together and give it a wintry woodland charm. Also, I want to talk borders. The blanket shown in all of my photos has a clean, modern look with no border, and that's a totally valid style choice. But if you want a more finished edge, I've got you covered with 3 simple border stitch options. I'll walk you through each one step by step so you can choose what fits your style best. Don't forget, be sure to post your finished blanket photos on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok using the hashtag WintersEmbraceCal and tag me by September 1st to enter to win a Premier Yarns gift card. I can't wait to see all of your beautiful creations. Now let's get started with this week's 2 color blocks. All right, I'm ready to start row 190 or wherever you're at with your finishing this block if your stitch count is a little bit different. But for the pattern, you'll see you're at 190, which here, and I'm going to adjust how much of the bark color I use for this section. So I'm going to count in from by 15 stitches. Okay, 15, so I will mark stitch 16, and that is where I will bring up my leaf color. So I've cut the spearmint, my tail is back here, and I have my leaf color ready. So it's going to be your kind of your mid green tone. So let's work my first 15 stitches. And then I'll bring my leaf up here to finish the 15th stitch. Pulling my yarn forward and then go back into that stitch to continue on. We're getting in the home stretch here. We've just got 2 color sections left, this one and the final section. All right, I'm in the final color section now. We're going to be working the pine. So pine is just straight across all pine. We're not having to change out colors during the row anymore. So this is the final solid block. I'm going to insert my yarn and just finish out my final rows. So you'll work from, let's see, row 216 to 244. And that will give you your finished section. And then if you, of course, run short on your yarn, you just stop when you're done. And a reminder, there is a coordinating pillow pattern, and I will have another item, depending when you watch this, if you're not participating live in the crochet along, I will have other holiday home decor items as part of this collection. And then after I get this done, I'm going to show you, if you want to do just a really simple border, if I know some people, they just cannot be without a border on their blanket. They have to have one. And I got you, okay? We will talk about that. So I will come back and we'll go over it together. So now that you've finished, as I mentioned, this blanket is not designed to have a border. So what you can do if you feel like it needs a little crisping up at the edge is you don't have to block the whole blanket. Block your edges. So, and you can do it in sections. I know blankets are, you know, they're large, cumbersome. You're likely not going to have enough blocking foam to pin it out and let it dry overnight. And I find it especially difficult when you have curious pets walking around and they want to lay on it. So what I do for blankets is, if it even needs it, and this one again, if you want to, these are going to be your finishing options if you even want to do them. You might be fine with how your blanket looks as is right now. All right, so moisten up, I would say about 12 inches, or the size of your block, and you can do maybe put together 3 at a time. And you can pin it first, pin it in place, then take your spray bottle and wet it. If you use your steamer, do it that way, whatever way you prefer, and do it in sections over the course of a week, just depending how much you have. Don't go out and buy special blocks. We're just going to make work with what you have. I wanted this to be an affordable project for people. I don't want you to have to go out and buy more things. Now you can go to the Dollar Tree if you have one, and they have little foam pads like for your knees for gardening. They might still be out before summer's over. Those are $1 or $1.25. You can use those as well. Your other option is your border. So if you set aside your yarn, or you have more because you're making the pillows, get that out now, and I'll show you the 3 different types of very subtle edge stitches you can do. So the first one, we'll start with the smallest, the one that uses the least yarn, and then to the one that uses the most. And then of course this is going to be, this and the pine green will be the smallest section. And then I would just do these on the sides. I think the top and the bottom look just fine, but it's up to you. So I'm going to bring in my yarn. I'm not going to make an actual slip knot because it looks a little, I think it looks a little lumpy. Come in, and your first option is a slip stitch, and it's my least favorite of all the options, because a slip stitch will only look good on one side of the blanket, and we do have one side that's a little prettier, but generally I think both sides look just fine. So you go in and slip the stitch, go in, pull up, slip your stitch as such. The slip stitch is a very snug stitch. There's no room because there's no space in there. It's kind of a half a stitch. Let me see where I'm going to put this. And slip the stitch. And you see on this side it looks fine, but on the back side it looks, I don't know if you can tell, I might need to do a few more. It looks a little bit different. The side, you can see how when you're working, it's leaning forward this way. And then this side comes up a little bit, short, so to speak. Come up, slip the stitch. See how it's in the front of the work and not back here? So it's going to look a little bit different on both sides. And see, it's just laying flat up here, and then on the back it's, nothing is there, or nothing much. Then your other option, of course, will be the classic, just a single crochet. And this, the V's will sit on top of the row so that both sides are visible, the same amount of stitching. I do a few. And this will use slightly more yarn because it's a fuller stitch than the slip stitch. Okay, and then see, now when we look up, it's up here, and you can see it on both sides. That's a better option. And then the other option, this one I'm actually going to make a loop for because I need it. And this will look more like a twisted rope. So I'm going to go in, pull up just to attach it, then yarn over and do a yarn over slip stitch. Pull up and slip through. Yarn over, find where you're going to go in, pull through. Now this is going to have a little bit more of a pronounced look, and it's up to you if you think this competes with the stitch that the blanket is using. And this one's like, you have to go a little slow with this because of the movement of your wrist. It can tire out your wrist a little bit. You see how it looks kind of ropey, almost like the crab stitch where you work reverse, but not quite as ropey. I think that would be too much for this blanket, in my opinion. However, it is your blanket and your opinion is what matters. But that would not have been, as the one who designed this, that would not be what my choice would have been. Okay. My choice is no border, but I want to make sure that if you insist on a border, that you have some options that you can play around with until it looks how you like it. See, that looks pretty nice. So play with your stitches, see what you like, work in one section. You might even want to play in the lighter section because you can really see those better than with the dark at first. Stand back. If you've got your pink, you have a lot of space to work with in this particular color section. And just see what appeals to you. Or use it for a bit. See if you change your mind after you have it out for a little while. Okay, and don't forget to post pictures so that you can win some yarn. So you have till September 1st, so even if you're a little behind making enough to where you want to post something, you have time. We're just coming into August, so you've got a few weeks still before I do the drawing and tag correctly so that I can see your post, and I have the alert so that I can count you when I do the drawing September 1st. Okay? Thank you again for joining me for this cozy crochet adventure, Christmas in July. I hope this blanket brings you warmth, joy, and a sense of accomplishment every time you snuggle up with it, this and all the holiday seasons after. Until next time, stay creative, keep stitching calm into your life, and I'll see you again very soon.